Okay, I'm back. Where's the sign? There's a first cup sign here somewhere. There it is. Okay. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Today is Thursday, July 25th, 2019. Excuse me. My name is Jeremy, and this is my first cup of coffee. Super tasty. Wow. Yesterday was a good day. Had a first session with a new client, taught some CrossFit, got to move around a lot. I got to, so this is going to sound silly. This is going to sound trivial to some of you, but I got to move around a lot. I got a lot of steps. And I'm not a whack job when it comes to, where is it, to this thing, and I'm not obsessive about it. But I've noticed that the more steps I have in, the better I feel. Yesterday was like 10,000 something. I feel good. Days that I get 5, I don't feel so good. So in moving around yesterday, I was parking on the far side of parking lots and walking in and walking out. And when I coached last night, I made sure I moved a lot. It was a good time. Excuse me. So it's what else was yesterday? Oh, sent money for replenishment on 2 more products. So we've got a ton of stuff coming back in, which is great. Yay! Things to sell again. It's hard being a product company that doesn't have any product to sell. Because then what do? We do this. But this doesn't make us money. Cat, stop. She's being very annoying. She was kind of annoying all night. But let's see, what did you guys write in? Hey, come here. Cat, come here. Come here. Stop being a pill. I don't know if you guys could hear that. She's on the other side of the house, just being a pain. Being very vocal. But we got some questions, and let's see what they are. And remember, if you want to ask me a question, you can drop it below, and I'll answer it tomorrow. How would you advise someone to quit bullying themselves? Wow. So, when you bully yourself, it's bullying, but at the same time, it's not. Because why do people bully? People bully to make themselves feel better by reinforcing that they feel someone is below them. Doing it to yourself doesn't have that same effect. It just makes you feel worse. But why do people do it? Why do people, beat on themselves? It's because we already feel bad. It's because we have greater expectations of what we can do than what we're actually accomplishing. So what I've found is that if you change your mindset, you change your language, if you start to treat yourself the way that you would treat someone else, because most of the people that are really harsh on themselves are actually quite nice to others. So instead of trying to make yourself separate, would you ever talk to someone else the way you talk to yourself? No, quite often you wouldn't. Be kind to yourself. Give yourself the same space, the same benefit of the doubt, the same patience that you might give to someone else. You deserve that. We all deserve that. Obviously, it's easier said than done, but give it a whirl. email address right here from a big name, hopeful guest. What do I keep in my martial arts training bag? Good question. What do I keep in there? I keep a wooden training knife, an aluminum training knife, a change of underwear, athletic cup, my belts, gear is in a separate bag because it won't all fit. What else is in there? Sometimes a t-shirt, hand sanitizer, mouth guard, like $5 in singles. I think that's it. What else should be in there? If so, when I'm in the car, I have a cooler with water. But if you don't travel around with a cooler, you should probably have some water in there. Maybe a clean T-shirt. Oh, I have some deodorant in there. Everybody needs deodorant in there. What else might be good to keep in there? Your uniform. Hopefully you're taking it out and washing it once in a while. And by once in a while, I mean like probably every time you train. Because if you're not washing it every time, it means you're probably not training hard enough. Or you're some weirdo who doesn't sweat. What else? Maybe a snack bar or something, some electrolytes. That's probably the extent of what I would suggest keeping in there. I mean, you may have your own individual stuff. If you have other things you keep in your bag that others should consider, comment below. See what I missed. And then last question for the day. Can you offer any advice on how to maintain balance, as in not falling down? So not, work-life balance, but literal balance. Yeah, so balance is based on a number of things. It's the strength aspect, the ability to be strong enough to hold yourself up in whatever situation you're in. But it's also based on knowing where you are in space, where your body is located. Proprioception is the word. And one of the best things that you can do to work on balance, or to get better on balance, is to practice balance. To practice standing on one foot, to practice doing things with your eyes closed. So eyes closed will force you to work on the proprioceptive part. One foot, various positions will help you adapt to that new stimulus. Practicing your kicks slowly, using a wall as a guide. So, if I'm going to practice standing on one foot or kicking slowly, I might take this hand and place it on the wall. And as it get more comfortable, I might pull my hand away, keep it near the wall, but not outright use the wall. So I have it as a safety guide, but not using it actively. Once you get beyond those drills, you can get a balance board. Those are fairly inexpensive, $20, $30. One of those discs that's got the small post in the center so it wobbles. Some people call them wobble boards. Hi, cat. What are you doing? What are you after down there? Other balance drills. The other thing, and this is not so much a drill. Once you understand center of gravity and you start to train with the knowledge of center of gravity, you start to see that a lot of people make a lot of mistakes. For example, every martial arts style I've ever trained in trains that you should retract a kick before you put your foot down. Why do you do that? It gives you the option to kick again, but it also brings your center of gravity back under your feet. If your center of gravity is not over or under your base, your feet, that's where you start to run into problems. So to pull that foot back, then put it down, is going to save you a lot of falling. Yeah, those are the three things. Retracting that foot, working on proprioception, where you are in space, and just making sure you're strong enough. You don't have to be super strong, but having a resistance training routine and making sure you work through that can, sorry, the cat's being very distracted. And making sure you work through that will help you get stronger, and that, of course, will make it easier to stay balanced. Those are good questions. Give me more questions. Drop them below. I'll answer them tomorrow. I'll give you homework in a second. We do the show every weekday morning, 6:30 a.m. Eastern, right here on YouTube. I drink my cup of coffee live on the air, sit here in my bathrobe, and talk to you. Hopefully help you set the tone for your day, give you some martial arts stuff to think about. Because being a martial artist is not just something that happens a couple hours a week while you put on a belt or uniform or whatever you train in. You can catch the show later here or in your podcast app. And if you want to drop a comment, but you don't use YouTube, Jeremy at whistlekick.com. I had quite a few submissions for the YouTube martial art channels to consider. So we've got some on the comments. And then, I got some in the email. So I might do a roundup on those, because there's some good ones. All right. So let's go back to that first question on bullying yourself. This is going to be your homework today. I want you to be aware of your thoughts, the words you say out loud to yourself. I'm not going to ask you to change your behavior with anybody else today, just your behavior with yourself. And I want you to identify when you are being kind and when you are not. When you're being reasonable, when you're not. And if you want a good line in the sand, how would you treat your kid? Maybe you don't have kids, but imagine, how would you treat your kids in that same situation? If you were an observer, would you speak to them that harshly? Would you use those words? Would you be as deprecating with them as you are with yourself? You deserve that treatment, that kind, respectful, we'll leave it at 2 words. I'll break the law of 3. You deserve that kind and respectful treatment from yourself, because there's no one else out there that should be your biggest advocate beyond you. You deserve that. So make it happen. Okay. I hope you have a great day. I'll see you back here tomorrow. Take care. Peace.